Hi, my name is Justin Derbas, and I am seeking election to the Millis Town Board of Health in the coming election on Monday, May 12th. I often reflect on how I spend my time and if it's balanced against those things that I think are important. And when I look at education, career, and health, and what I am doing to improve those for myself, my family, my community. And while I have been heavily focused on improving those things for myself and my family, I found that there's an opportunity and a need to contribute to this community that my wife and I and our children now call home. And with my experience and education and interest, felt that the Board of Health was a good opportunity to contribute here. When I looked at my experience and interests, for 20 years I have been involved in developing medical technologies to improve the health of those around me. And that has been in everything from wireless power for implanted medical devices to medical diagnostics for cancer and heart disease to surgical robotics for orthopedic surgeries. It's all been focused on opportunities to improve health, but very much so on the industry side of things. And when I looked at opportunities in our community and saw that there was a opportunity or an opening in the Board of Health, a seat up for election, I felt that it just aligned so very well with my interests and experience. I think that I think one challenge with the Board of Health is that their responsibilities are very wide and quite a variety. Everything from public health, like I think most would expect, monitoring and improving public health, to our water supply, to our food safety, our waste management, and so many other things. I think when I looked at priorities, I saw a few. One was for our general public health. We're familiar, I think many are familiar with its role that the Board of Health should monitor health and provide guidance to our town and schools on how to implement health programs. And I think one thing we're seeing today is that a small town like ours relies heavily on larger institutions to make effective decisions. And we're seeing that many of the medical and academic institutions that we rely on to make those decisions are being challenged from a funding and staffing perspective. One of my goals is to make sure that the Board of Health continues to rely on sound scientific and medical decisions and information and best practices to inform the public. On our food establishments, the Board of Health is also responsible for ensuring that our food supplies are safe. That's usually through monitoring or permitting food establishments like restaurants and grocery stores and the like. But I think what many people may not know is that there are what we call cottage food licenses within our state that permit individuals to produce and sell food from kitchens within their own homes. And what I would like to see is growth in the number of these food cottages licenses that are issued and maintained, giving our people within our town more options for the food that they select, but also an opportunity for individuals to pursue their own interests, to develop, to supplement their income for their families, or even to potentially start a new business. On our water supply, every individual and business in our town relies on access to abundant and safe drinking water. And from drought to chemical contamination, our town has faced challenges to its water supply in recent years. And I commend the town in building really effective infrastructure to address these things, whether it's additional wells or even the PFAS treatment facilities that have been built in our town. I think that one challenge that many in our town face is that there are those who rely on private wells and don't have access to this public infrastructure. And that ranges from sanitation to fluoride enhancements to PFAS treatment. And one thing I would like to see in our town is better education and better resources for our private well owners to get some of those advantages in their own homes. Our community also has a competitive list of options for waste management, ranging from our transfer station to our private waste management companies, and yet we all have waste that piles up, like used paints and oils and fuels and household chemicals. And the worst case is that those end up in our normal trash or in our water or in our sewage system and water supplies. And I would like to make sure our community is better informed of their options for these chemicals and make sure they have more opportunities within our town to dispose of them properly. When I look at the things I would like to achieve individually within this town, I think first and foremost it's that we provide effective and decisions on public health issues for our community, that our food remains safe and for our community, and including through growth in our cottage food licensing permitting, and that we're properly managing our waste through greater opportunities for our town to dispose of their household or business hazardous waste that builds up over time. I expect this to be a significant learning curve on this board. It's a 3-year opportunity, and I fully expect that first year to be heavily involved in learning both how the board works, but how it collaborates with other parts of the community and with other parts of our town government, and look forward to that collaboration and learning from others and hearing from everyone in the community.